What's good, ladies and guys? It's finally time. Now, to be honest, I've been dodging this for a while, finding all sorts of excuses to not draw this main character and just focus on the others time and time again. But one day, while I was deciding which portrait to butcher next, I saw a particular thread on the internet. And this read, is Rebecca actually a great character? It made me pause for a second because most of what I've seen online about Becca since Edgerunners came out has not been asking such questions. And there's some gems, don't get me wrong, especially on YouTube. But most forum topics concerning this chick have either been this kind or this kind. And hey, that's no hate to those posts either. I myself have swung by those forums time to time again. But looking through that, there weren't many answers to really nail this question, and it made me actually ask myself, is she actually a great character? Or is she just mad entertaining? So the first thing I did was look up just what a great character is on Google. And of course, there were so many answers available, fam. There's different models, different schools of thoughts concerning things. I wasn't really ready to spend a week trying to piece that together before I even got halfway to the answer. So I decided to hit up my bro who studies film and is learning to be both a writer and a producer one day. I took the most common points I could find on the internet and run them by him. In just a short 4-minute conversation, we were able to get 4 solid points that we really feel encompasses what a great character is in a story. So what I got from my research was relatability, flaws, character appeal, and how they affect the story. These are all closely related and interconnected, but we can still break them down. The first one is simple. How relatable is your character? Now this is asking, does the audience have a connection to them that stems from everyday life, or do they just feel completely separate from everyone? In Becca's case, I believe that most of that comes from her one-sided affection for Dave. A lot of people, especially as guys, know a thing or two about chasing someone who just doesn't like you like that. And our girl does a lot of this in this show, from flirting with him several times, all the way to when she chose to tag along, even when she knew the mission could be going to hell. But towards the end, even when she knew she was never going to get that kind of affection from him, she still chose to stick by him. Now, the second point is character appeal. This is what I decided to call everything to do with what makes the character unique or interesting to an audience. Is their personas, the way they dress, the things they say, and the way they talk. But with Rebecca, they really decided to go all out with this one. Green hair, pink green eyes, those cool looking tattoos all over her body, and a giant colorful weapon. Now to be fair, the guns may look that big because they're in her hands, but you get what I mean. Our girl is loud, she's bold, she's not afraid to say what she wants, and she never really shies away from a competition. However, she's also considerate when it comes to her loved ones. And like a lot of Night City folks, she's not too stressed about being seen half naked or feeling someone up for a mission. So that's cute, that's bright, and it's so rough, but at the same time, there's this emotional layer on top of all of that. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a winning formula. The third one is flaws and the consequences that come with them. Now, what's wrong with our character? What about her personality or actions is problematic, flawed, and especially relates to the fragile condition of a human being? Now, I had to rack my mind a bit for this, but it came to me as soon as I saw the previous point. See, she shows her imperfections different times of the show, but the most obvious one being her one-sided love for Dave. Yeah. Dave never really pursued her. He never showed that kind of love she had for him back, but she still held on. Unfortunately, that led her into a fight with Adam F. and smashed her, and well, we all know how that ended. So we see her cracks at different times too. The way she's rash, she doesn't think things through. Hell, I remember when she got mad at Adam for interrupting her and Dave's convo and just started unloading at him. When Polaris killed too, we see our girl lose it, and we see how that just stuns her in that terrible moment, and then just breaks her composure when she loses it and just goes off. There's also when Dave let her know about the blockers, but that's related to the first point. Moving on, last but not least, how they affect the story. A lot of this point is actually to do with if they affect the story. And the answer is yeah. Now, she's not too prominent early on, but in the second half, we definitely see her more and more. She's a part of the crew, old and new. She's definitely the third main member of the crew when Lucy checks out, and they have to keep hiring rookies. And that entire motion of events, all the way from that to the cyber skeleton and the final chase, she really affects the storyline. She wasn't given the main love interest role or the mentor role, but she was definitely in there. With all this considered and all the unspoken things that happen with all of them, I've decided that in this Edge Runners universe, I believe Rebecca is a great character. Now, most points may have come from her design and her persona, but that's no negative on her. I'm not going to go as far to say as she's a legendary character who'll be remembered in terms of fiction generally, but she doesn't have to be that. We'll remember her. Because in the end, she died with a gun in her hand, a scowl on her face, and love for her friends.